Welcome back. Today I want to share a simple but powerful idea about money. How small amounts can slowly grow into real wealth over time. Have you ever felt like no matter how hard you work, your money just doesn't grow? You pay rent, you buy food, you live your life, and at the end of the month your bank account looks almost the same. Then you look around. People are making money from investments, from property, from the market, and you think, if only I started earlier, this episode is for you. Because what we're talking about today is not about being rich already. It's about how an ordinary person starting from almost nothing can build wealth step by step. The story begins with someone who had very little money. At one point, he had only about $200. No special background, no financial advantage, just a normal person trying to survive. There were moments when he needed financial help just to continue studying. Imagine that, standing in front of others admitting you don't have enough money. That feeling stays with you, but instead of giving up, he used that moment as motivation, not to get rich quickly, but to understand money properly. Over time, through patience and discipline, he slowly grew his money, not overnight, not through luck, but through consistent action over many years. Eventually, that small starting point turned into something much bigger. And the most important part is this: he didn't rely on perfect timing. He didn't try to predict the market perfectly. What he did was much more realistic. He stayed prepared. He paid attention. And when opportunities appeared, he was ready to act. That's the key idea. Wealth is not about being perfect. It's about being ready. Now here's one of the most powerful ideas. Money moves. It doesn't stay in one place. It flows. It follows opportunity. It follows growth. It follows people. So instead of asking how to chase money, ask where money's going next. A simple way to think about this is to watch where ambitious people go, because where talent gathers, money usually follows. They need places to live. They spend money. They build businesses. They create demand. If you position yourself early in those areas, you are not chasing money. You are standing where money is going. But before all of this, you need your starting point, your first pool of capital. And this is where many people feel stuck. They think they don't earn enough. They feel saving is too hard. But the truth is, saving is often about habits, not just income. The idea is simple. Try to save part of what you earn. Be more aware of your spending. Look at your lifestyle honestly. Do you buy things you don't really need? Do you upgrade too often? Are you paying for convenience instead of value? The author lived very simply, buying second-hand items, cutting unnecessary costs, living below his means, not because it's easy, but because every dollar saved becomes a seed for the future. Saving is not the goal. Saving is preparation. Once you have some capital, the next step is investing. There are two simple paths. The first is the easy path. You invest regularly. You don't try to time the market. You don't panic when prices fall. You just keep going consistently. Over time, this approach works because it removes emotion. The second path is more active. You spend time learning. You look for opportunities. You build assets that generate income. Each asset becomes something that works for you, like a small machine. But this path requires effort, time, attention, responsibility. So the question is not which path is better. The question is, which path can you follow consistently? Because consistency is what builds results. Finally, let's talk about mindset. This journey is not about luck. It's about direction, setting a long-term goal, and following simple rules. Avoid unnecessary debt. Don't overspend on things that lose value. Take care of your health. Stay disciplined. These habits may seem small, but over time, they create a huge difference. At the end of the day, this is not just about money. It's about freedom. The freedom to choose your life. The freedom to stop working just to survive. But here is the truth. Saving alone is not enough. You need to step into the game. Because if you always wait, wealth will always happen to someone else, not you. So start simple. Track your spending. Understand your money. Make small changes. Because wealth doesn't come from one big decision. It comes from small actions, repeated consistently over time. If you found this helpful, subscribe and keep going. You're closer than you think.